All right, let's get out of here then. It's time for Gamesthetic Game of the Week. John, what do we got this week?
Did you remember it was your week? All right, guys, this is going to be a short segment.
He's trying to. I think he's. Are you looking at your Steam library over there?
Yes, damn right he is.
No, I was trying to remember what I wanted to do because I had like 3.
Remember.
No, last week I had like 2 or 3 ready to go.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
No, I need to check and make sure that I haven't said it. So give just a moment. I'm checking the
list that's not up to date.
God, I don't even know where it is.
The list.
It's like a month
There
behind.
it is. Yeah, no, I just need to see it early on. I remember I was looking because there was a couple from my Steam library I wanted to do, but the one that I wanted to do last week, I don't think I've done it. All right, Gamesthetic Game of the Week. Game that a couple years ago I was talking about pretty heavily. Referenced it a few times recently. Digimon Survive.
Oh, here we go. Why did I know that's what it was?
Because we've had a lot of recent Digimon talk.
I knew. As soon as you started talking, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a Survive, isn't it?
Digimon Survive. It is a what's the word for it?
Tactics.
No,
Visual
novel?
Yeah, visual novel / tactics game. Where like you kind of worlds get merged, and the characters that you play as and the world of the Digimon kind of get merged together, and through the visual novel elements of it, you kind of investigate the world and like talk with like the Digimon that you've kind of befriended and kind of come around to try to investigate what's happened and try to, as you go through the game, try to work your way through and essentially save both worlds. And it also has a tactics element to it where you just go into a grid for various battles. It has a couple interesting, like, it has a bunch of hidden stuff in it where it's easy to miss certain items or certain areas of the game as well. There are multiple different endings to it. I think the best ending of the game you can't even get on the first playthrough because you don't have the knowledge to be able to to know what choices to be able to make. But yeah, it was a game that for a long time I refused to believe was actually going to come out because we heard nothing about it
And saw very little on any trailers.
Yep.
and then when it did come out, it very quickly became one of my favorite games of that year, to the point where later on in the game, like the tactics battles kind of got in the way of the visual novel elements for me. I wanted to know the story more so than I wanted to play the battles. And it's one where, especially if you're a Digimon fan and haven't seen it or looked at it and was like, that's not for me, I would highly recommend giving it a try. It is a fantastic story. It's a fantastic game on its own. And these days, I mean, you can find it these days for real cheap. It's probably on sale somewhere for $5-10.
True.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I highly recommend picking it up. It's a very different type of Digimon game, but it is honestly one of my favorites.
It's very good.
And if I remember, it does have replayability because isn't like a couple of the characters you can only save in like a second playthrough?
Yeah, through the different endings, you can't save. I think there's 2 characters that you can't save on the first playthrough.
Yeah.
But when you go back through it, you can, and you can make the various choices throughout it, because certain choices and like how you make your choices determines like how your Digimon evolve as well.
Yeah.
So like through certain playthroughs, you may not get the final form of the Digimon that you want, and if you go through go back and play it again with different choices, you can end up on a completely different path.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. I had a lot of fun with the game. It's what I've honestly been considering, like setting it up and doing a casual playthrough on it again. But yeah, Digimon Survive, highly recommend picking it up if you're even a small Digimon fan.
No, it is a very good game. It's definitely worth the pick up. Just from the replayability and just how dark the story is.
The only disclaimer I would like to add is that it is very handholdy at the beginning, so it does take a bit to get into the meat of it.
That's true.
It probably takes 5 to 6 hours for it to become like less handholdy.
Yep.
But a lot of that is just very like a lot of the early is a lot of the
Visual novel.
heavy visual novel elements kind of leading you into it to let you know what you're in for. By the time it gets less handholdy, the story, it's like by that point, the story should kind of grab you. And if not, then like if you keep going with it, the story gets better and better as it goes.
Yeah. So, Shock Digimon Survive, another Gamesthetic game of the weeks in the books, and a very good one at that.